Hello, la la la, and welcome back everyone for this week's wrangling of the top PC news from around the PC world. It's been quite a week for us enthusiasts thanks to some notable releases, namely Nvidia and the release of its sorta new Nvidia image scaling technology updated to tackle the growing competition in image scalers. Microsoft is finally getting around to releasing its Windows 10 November update, which brings some big changes. If you're a Halo fan and you've missed out on what's happened this week, I'm going to get you your fix. And if you're preparing for a Black Friday laptop shopping spree, then I'm going to guide you in the right direction. Now let's get this one lit like an oven on Thanksgiving morning. Nvidia's Deep Learning Super Sampling, or DLSS, has been making waves since it launched. At first, support and implementation was a bit shaky, but now it's quite well received. However, it does rely on users having an RTX graphics card, and with the shape of supply chains these days, that's easier said than done. Well, Nvidia just overhauled its sharpening tool into the new Nvidia Image Scaler and made it a whole lot easier to access for all GeForce GPU owners. Yes, that includes my little laptop with the GTX 1650. Nvidia made a few changes to the sharpening tool, which allows for image scaling when used with one of 4 selected resolutions. It's based on a percentage of the native resolution and will apply an upsampling and sharpening pass to clean up your game's image and improve performance. Now, this is a global application that works at the driver level rather than the game, so it impacts every element, including the HUD. Nvidia has made NIS open source and available on GitHub for developers who would like to inject it into their games and have it work in the render pipeline, much like how AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution works. I, for one, am excited about this resolution revolution that is taking place, but would love to hear your take on it. Have you used it? How do you feel about these techniques, and how do you think they should be taken into account for reviews going forward? The world of graphics cards is definitely getting more complicated, and as a gamer and a lover of technology, I'm here for it. Now, Nvidia isn't the only one pushing out updates. This week, Microsoft is on that bandwagon as well. The company has finally gotten around to releasing its November 2021 update for Windows 10. To be quite frank, the list of improvements is a bit underwhelming compared to what we're used to seeing with these major updates. Microsoft listed these 3 features as part of its Windows 10 21 H2 update. 1. Adding HPA3 H2E standards support for enhanced Wi-Fi security. 2. Windows Hello for Business introduces a new deployment method called Cloud Trust to support simplified passwordless deployments and achieve a deploy to run state within a few minutes. And 3. GPU compute support in the Windows subsystem for Linux and Azure IoT Edge for Linux on Windows, deployments for machine learning, and other compute-intensive workflows. Outside of those 3 features added, Microsoft made note of a major change to the way feature updates will be handled going forward. While we've been accustomed to an update in the first and second half of the year, that model is no more. Going forward, Microsoft will be releasing the feature updates on an annual basis for Windows 10. That is, of course, as long as they continue to support the operating system, which as of now have promised support through 2025. As always, we'll continue to cover the updates as they come in here on PC World. 20 years ago this past week, Microsoft announced the original Xbox. The company has been celebrating that all week, but one of the biggest announcements had to be the Halo Infinite multiplayer beta release. That's right, a part of Halo Infinite is out now and free to play, and quite good. If you're a Battle Royale junkie, then this might not be your cup of tea, but if you're a tried and true arena shooter lover who can't get enough, then you're going to feel right at home here, and I welcome you. And if you're worried about microtransactions, don't worry, they're there. Players who want to cash in on the experience will be able to pay for cosmetics and the ability to swap out challenges. There is also going to be the ability to buy experience boost, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure I can get behind that one. But as someone who doesn't have hours on end to grind, I can kind of see the need for it. Either way, the multiplayer beta is out and it doesn't cost a dime to get into the grind. I'll see you on the battlefield. So with Halo Infinite multiplayer being free to play, then that leaves some change in your back pocket for Black Friday laptop shopping, right? Of course it does. Resident PC World laptop expert Gordon Maong has put together a very informative and in-depth article detailing the differences between all the classes of current CPUs and GPUs you'll find in models that are likely going to be on sale this Black Friday shopping run. The truth is, it can get really easy to get caught up in the excitement of buying a new laptop and getting hit with FOMO. Then you realize you bought last year's model and you could have gotten one with a newer and better specs. In the article, Gordon goes over the differences between the confusing suffixes on CPU names and how each model from Intel and AMD compare to each other. There's also GPUs to consider, and each has different power profiles on top of different generations, making comparisons a bit tricky. The point is, this video could easily be over an hour long if I went through them all. But if you or someone you know is looking for a laptop this Black Friday, by all means go through Gordon's article yourself. Or better yet, save yourself the time and simply share the article linked in the description and let them have a good old read. So that about does it for this week. Big stuff is happening in the PC space and I'm here to make sure you don't miss it. NVIDIA expanded its upscaling prowess with NVIDIA's image scaling now available to all GeForce graphics cards. Microsoft has finally released its November 2021 update for Windows 10, but don't expect another feature update until the end of next year. Get your pew pew on for free in a classic return to form with Halo Infinite's multiplayer now being available in open beta. And if you're looking at buying a new laptop this Black Friday, then we've got all the information you're going to want at your disposal to get the most out of your money. And I want to thank you so much for joining me on this week's News Romp. And if you enjoyed it half as much as I did, then let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. And make sure you're subscribed here on PC World for even more PC hardware and software goodness.